Yeah. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, daughter has gonna yeah, get her brain fried. My lady covers any other lady popping money while she waiting on me. You're in my area, you're in my area. Keep on heading if you want, I'd rather let you know. I don't wanna hear you just trying to know like I'm Bango, cutting my hair. I just keep going though, so she's gonna meet what I non-stop. Carry it to New York, put them with a hot on. Drive out and riding bars, money berry, climbing dogs. I do what I wanna do, good night, mooney one, running cool, Fuji man, man, she just do it. Like Nike, just do it, get to know me and I never flow. God, I don't know me, honey, get until 56 on my girl, yeah, I'm feeling first class. Yo, don't cash flow. Oh, pop it on my glass, oh, pop and pass, oh, smoke it, gas, cash, play, blackjack, monkeys on my pig. 100, 200, multiply, that sounds my little dot. My mama never sleep on me. Eyes on the chain, so you know I go get what you're looking at. Oh, no, I know, and hey, mom, come here, go find your comfort from another, yeah. I go low life undercover, yeah. Wanna know my name, Gucci, I need to be a boy, but I didn't guess. You can even guess me, cause I'm baby. High, low, low, what you there, not like maybe. Never let no welcome to my palace. Tatiana Alice, you just keep on wandering. You just keep on wandering. Tatiana Alice, but it's not a memory. I just stop a thing. They ain't have been 9.747 night a week. Get ready. Like I wanna get in late. Jimmy head body, we ain't got a lot of time, man. Every night. Jason hit the rock bottom. Eat a body, don't money to the yak on. Yeah, shot. Bottom palm. On the car to get out of here, had a knock on. Yeah.
What's up, everybody? What's going on? Justin Schwartz here, coming at you as always from the lovely DJ's Guru studio with my man, DJ Switch PDX.
What up?
It is, I always got to look at my phone, Tuesday, February 1st. I can't believe it's February. You know, I've always had trouble saying February, right? But I want to say February because that's how you spell it. Anyway,
Right.
2022. And
it feels weird to be in 2022 already, man. Like,
dude,
where the hell's the last 2 years gone? Never mind. Let's not talk about that.
we're in the future. You know, as everyone knows, I'm 29 perpetually from today till the end of my life. But I want to say hello to everyone out there. Welcome down to the DJ's Guru live Q&A of the Rane One. Everyone remember the Rane One, right?
What's that?
It's funny because so much talk about the Pioneer Rev 7, it has brought up a lot of questions about the Rane One, which my friend DJ Switch here has been gracious enough to put together a fantastic video. We'll be debuting very soon.
It's almost done. Very close.
This guy's a perfectionist, as you've seen a couple of his videos before. He does a great job. So thank you, Jeff. But this man is, he's my resident nerd. He's my expert nerd. And, you know, I don't do this alone. Clearly, I don't know everything. I'll be the first person to admit when I make mistakes that I don't know everything. And I reach out to people that know more about, you know, if I have a PC question, Jeff's the first guy I call because I don't know anything about PC. But anyway, but he really knows he grew up in a computer world, tech world. It's his whole life. We've heard it before. So I felt like it was a great opportunity. We did the Rev 7 show. We spent some time talking about how great it is and how personal these DJ controllers are to people. There is a price difference, you know. You can't really get it right now. So if you're out there searching for a controller, the Rane One is available. We have them available. It's fantastic. And I have a gentleman here who does not work for me. He doesn't work for Rane. He's just a DJ like me, like you watching this. And he's had it for 6 months. He knows his shit. Been doing this a long time. And he's going to talk to us about it today. And we're going to take questions. We're going to answer any questions that you have. But we also, of course, have an agenda to go through. So the first thing we want to do is say hello to Jason. What's up, my man? Let's fucking go.
Hey, right. Jason.
What's up, Jason, man? Listen, we'll get those JMAs working for you. I promise. If I didn't, secret code I sent you should work, though. Up, up, down, down, left, right, BA select start.
Hey, you got it.
Anyway. So we're here talking about the Rane One, and you got it with you, right? Right in front of you. Show it to us. I do. It's so it's right here on my desk. All right. Do you sleep with it?
So here's the thing. So here it is. There, and all of that's the wrong camera. There it is. All right. So there it is. Here's the Rane. I have it here. It's plugged in. It's
Jeff,
I can.
You have freakishly big hands, right?
Yeah, so I'm 6'4".
I just want to give people scale. Like if it was my hands, it would.
So these would
look much bigger.
These are 7.2-inch platters. Okay, so about the size of a 45, maybe slightly bigger. As a matter of fact, I just happen to have a 45 right here. I didn't plan this, but I happen to have a 45 right here. Shout out to my homies Shubzilla and Bill Beats. Check out that artwork. That album artwork is just amazing. I love it.
Shameless plug.
But no, the reason why I'm pulling this out though, I wasn't planning this at all, but here it is. So here's the disc. Here's a 45 disc, right? So it is almost the perfect size. Close, not Contra. It's Donkey Kong Country from the Super Nintendo. So it's a 7.2-inch platter, so it's very slightly bigger than a 45. But what you can do with these is play, because of the motorized platters, like they spin just like real turntables. And the best part of the Rane One, obviously, is that you can backspin, you can cue. I mean, everything just feels like a real turntable. As close as I've been able to find in a controller that's an all-in-one controller unit that's not like a Rane 12 or something, right?
Let's kind of give a quick synopsis or a quick idea to people of where you came from and what you've used in the past.
Yeah, sure. So how far back do you want me to go?
Well,
how much time do you have?
But essentially, what did this replace, and then what did you always feel most comfortable with?
Oh, absolutely. I always felt like I could perform the best on a pair of 1200s. I mean, a pair of Technics 1200 Mark IIs I bought in 2010, and they were manufactured in 2009. So I bought them actually off of a club that bought them and then barely used them. I think they used them like twice and then left them in a closet. And then they were practically brand new when I got them off of this club. And so I've just tried everything I can to keep my 1200s in great shape. And so, because I loved playing on those things, and I was playing on like club decks for a couple of years before I actually bought my own. And so, since about 2010, I've been just strictly 1200s, up until I think probably, I want to say 2017. Yeah, probably 2017 is when I bought my first controller. And the reason why I bought my first controller ever was because I had somebody in my bar that decided that they'd had enough drinks, and they and their girlfriend were not done dancing. So while I was shut down, I shut down the music for the night, and these two kids jumped up on the stage and were messing with they were messing with my decks, and they were messing with my laptop. And so, like, I look up, and there's random drunk people just screwing with. At that time, my 1200s were going for $1,000 used each on eBay because Techniques weren't making any at all, and they didn't have plans to release the 1200G or whatever it is.
Remember that?
Yeah, I mean, they were extremely, extremely precious to me, and some randoms were messing with them. So I bought a controller because I was like, I can't deal with that anxiety of having random people messing with my turntables. I'm never going to be able to put up with that again. And so I immediately bought my first controller, and I've been using controllers for some gigs. But then when I had big gigs or gigs where I was getting paid extra or I had to show out, like if I had touring gigs or hip hop gigs or whatever, like I still had to bring out the 1200s. So all of that led up to about 6 months ago, I finally got my Rane One, and this thing has completely changed everything for me in terms of my loadout. I can perform just like I can on the 1200s. I don't have to stress losing my precious 1200s. I can leave my 1200s here at home where they're safe. And then the only time I have to take my 1200s out is if I have to actually play records, which is very rare. I think I have like two gigs a year where I play real records, and then the rest of the time the Rane One's going to be perfect.
I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
I remember the day Technics should never leave the house. It's a shame that they have to. And I remember the days when clubs used to have equipment inside.
Yeah.
You didn't have to bring it with you, right?
Yeah,
man. And of course, the first two things they always bought were two Technique turntables. So before we go any further, I want to get into some of the things that you want to show about it. But I want to say hello to some people that are watching, to our audience watching on Facebook, on Twitch, on YouTube. Jason, yes, Contra, you got it. Anyone that's 29 like me knows that's the Contra password for Infinity Lives. What's up, Michael? How are you, my friend? Good to see you. CMS ENT Services. Good evening, Justin. It's Marcus. What's up, Marcus? My new friend, Marcus. He's ready to order tomorrow.
What's up, Marcus?
I said, I talked to this gentleman today, and I said, listen, we're actually going to do a show on the Rane One tonight. I said, if you're not convinced after you watch this, don't buy it. I'm not a gun to your head kind of guy. Never that kind of guy. What's up, Andrew? How are you, my man? And yes, the lineage of the motorized turntable with in music is strong, is deep, is long. It really is. So NS7, NS72, NS73, I mean, going all the way back to Denon SC3000, I think, was the first one. And then they had the new Mark V7. And, I saw something circulating around recently about all the motorized turntables. So anyway, we are back to my friend Jeff, DJ Switch. And we're talking about the Rane One.
Listen, man,
later, so
you got me to set my Rane up in front of me. You can't expect me to not play with it.
Oh, you're gonna play.
Sorry,
with
I'm just
So this isn't an unboxing. This isn't I love it so much because I just got it, and this isn't emotion. This is I've lived with it. I've gigged with it. I'm learning to kind of not do my reviews right away. I'm trying to use it more now. I'm trying to kind of. A couple of items I sleep with. I really want to develop a relationship with these products. So I can talk about them better, right? Anyway, so Jeff.
Yep.
Switch.
Yeah.
The first thing that you mentioned to me was portable, turnkey performance with motorized platters. And, I mean, kind of simple to say that, right? But,
sure.
Let's elaborate on that a little bit for our audience. Talk to me
absolutely.
About what you mean and kind of what the long version of this is.
Yeah, so it's really pretty simple. So as a 1200 user, I always set up battle style, and I always set up because I'm 6'4". I always took my tables out of the road cases, closed the case lid, and then set the tables on top of the cases because I needed that extra height off of a standard like folding table or whatever table surface I could get my hands on. Sometimes I was fortunate enough to play a gig where I had like a bar top that was set higher, but most of the time I was playing on either a folding table or something that was like standard table height. And so to get the decks up high enough for me to perform properly, I had to take them out of the case, set them up battle style. I would bridge the mixer between the two Rode cases, and then I would use the mixer case as my laptop stand, which if y'all saw my video about the Reloop stand hub, then you know that I for the longest time I didn't use laptop stands because I didn't trust them, and the Reloop hub stand hub was like the first time that I ever like trusted a stand with my laptop, right? So before all of that, in the old days, I would use my mixer case as my laptop stand, and then I'd have my turntable cases as like height for my decks so I could get them up high enough to perform on them. Well, the Rane's changed all of that. Because now instead of having to go through that whole process of pulling everything out of the cases and setting everything up just so and making sure everything is level, and I had to make sure that the needles weren't gonna be dragging the wrong way on the decks if if I had a bad foot on the table or whatever. Sometimes I would have to use
freaking the Reloop stand hub.
That's the stand hub, yeah. Listen, let me ask you this, DJs that are watching this right now. How many of you have had to use drink coasters to level the table before you set up your decks? Or have had to use drink coasters to level the decks once they're set up on the table? That was a common problem for me all the dang time. No matter what bar I was in, I would always inevitably find that one spot on the stage floor that was like lower in one corner than the other three corners of my table. And so I would have to like use drink coasters or napkins or something to level my table so that my decks were level. None of that is a problem with the Rane. I give up literally zero of my performance. I can still perform just as well on the Rane as I can with my 1200s, but now I have a single unit that I can set up super easy, and I can carry it around with me anywhere.
Hey, Switch.
Yeah.
Guess who's here?
Yep.
This is big time. Darth Vader.
Oh, my God.
Popping in to say hello.
Darth Vader, the man himself, has stopped in to bless.
Talk about handsome.
I feel bad. I didn't wear my Star Wars hat today. I almost wore a Star Wars hat.
Speaking of handsome, my man, Jeff Powell, posted a picture in a DJ's Guru t-shirt, and I snagged it, and I sent him a copy of it. He goes, smart guy, getting models to pose for you. What's up, Jeff? my model DJ. I love it. How you doing, buddy? Thanks for tuning in. This is he runs DJ Crosstalk Group. It's a nationwide group of just really helpful guys and gals that DJ and entertain and do weddings, private events, clubs, whatever. But they crosstalk and they don't bicker too much, very little. But it seems like everyone gets along. Jeff runs it really well.
Nice.
And they do a great job there. So, Jeff, shout out to Jeff Powell and DJ Crosstalk and everyone in that group. Love you guys. All right, so Switch.
Hey, Justin, let me ask you a question real quick. Yeah. So, back to what I was talking about. So, do you have a front or rear photo of the Rane One where it's like a side-on where you can see, like, the feet?
Yes. Keep you talking. I'll get that.
Because here's the thing that the Rane One has going for it, that one of the things that the Rev doesn't have is feet. And that seems like such a minor consideration. But again, if you're coming from turntables, you know how incredibly important it is to have like proper feet on your turntables, partly for isolation if you're using records, which obviously is not an issue with the Rane, but also what I was talking about where you have to like level your gear sometimes. You always end up with that one spot on the stage that's like a little bit lower than the other corner, right? And so you can use the feet of the Rane One to level it if you need to. Gone are the days of using coasters and napkins to have to worry about my gear.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I never did that. So, I played on a lot of turntables. I was fortunate to play in some nice clubs that had some really good turntable setups, so I didn't have to bring stuff in. And yeah, here you go.
There it is. So these feet get the top deck of the Rane One about to the same height as a 1200.
This is the internet, so I'm getting a raw back view. Here we go.
Oh, careful now.
Ooh, look at that.
Welcome to Rane's OnlyFans account. So for real though, like those feet are, it's such a minor thing, but it made such a big difference. You can run cables underneath the Rane One. You can't do that with the Rev 7. So all you DJs out there that like a clean setup, guess what? You can run your cables straight underneath the Rane, and now you got no more cables.
I don't care. I'm gonna keep it in a case anyway.
I mean, some guys might, some guys might not. I actually have two cases.
I'm just saying that's the other side. And that's why I'm Mr. Transparency, right?
Yeah.
I like
that's
every side, and I hear every complaint or everything that's good about something, and then the other side of it. We're like, I don't care about that because it's going to be a case anyway. So
that's a completely valid point.
Not everyone does that,
But I actually have two different cases for it for exactly that reason. I've got a big heavy road case for when I'm doing touring shows and weddings and like bigger stuff where I need like a microphone mounted, and I've got the whole big heavy box with wheels and stuff. But then I also have a soft case for it if I want to go do like a coffee shop or a comic book store or something where I don't need all of that extra gear and I don't need all that extra bulk. I can actually throw the Rane into a soft case, sling it over my shoulder, and now I'm carrying it like I would carry a guitar or something. It's about that, like in a soft case, it's about the size of a guitar. So it's so much more portable and so much easier to take to smaller shows and not have to worry about sacrificing any performance because I'm on literally the same controller as my bigger shows.
I'm surprised that my man Eric K is not here raving about his Rane One. He must not have gotten a memo. But if there was ever somebody that was, and you've seen Eric in the stream, and I think we did the stream with him that one time, right? You did that with us.
Yeah.
So if there was ever a person that was hard to convince, this guy was a purist. He still is. He brought Rane, Empath, and techniques to his weddings literally up until I think this last year, until he got the Rane One, and he could not do it until this existed. He wouldn't, finally felt comfortable on something other than turntables. So it's crazy.
Well, I'll tell you, man, I tried another controller. So I had a conversation with my wife in 2019. late 2019 going into early 2020. I was having a conversation with my wife about like, okay, this is going to be the year I'm going to invest in a proper professional high-level controller because I want something I can perform on that's better than the $400 thing that I was playing on before, right? And so I took this other controller out as it was a $1,500 controller, and it was really nice, and I was really into it, and it had the nice mechanical jog wheels and stuff. But there was things about it that I hated. I hated how heavy it was. I hated the way the EQ was set up, like fundamental stuff that like was really hard for me to overlook. And so then, because I've always loved the EQs on the Rane, I've always loved, just like sort of like quality of life stuff about the Rane. The fact that the Rane One, for example, has all XLR outs for the booth and the mains, like that seems like such a minor thing to some people, but it's actually huge. Both mics are XLR combo jacks, so you get to decide for both mic 1 and 2 whether it's quarter inch or XLR. You don't have to choose one or the other. Like you don't have to settle for one or the other. You can have both. It's amazing. I had somebody asking about doing a beat juggle. Andrew in the chat is asking me for a beat juggle.
All right.
I don't know,
what's up, Andrew?
What do you think? Are we at that point yet?
I mean, it's a Q&A.
Sure.
If he's putting you on the spot. You're the one who's got to play the piano in front of people now. So that's on you. Brother. I guess. Yeah. I mean, no pressure.
I could do a little something.
Let's see the overhead.
All right. Let me. Here we go. Okay.
Switch. Oh, here we go.
So let me see. Actually, hang on. Let me.
He wants to see the response time. Convince him.
So you can see the actual platter.
Ooh, look at you.
There you go.
You're all.
Just stick that down in the corner. Okay.
That was so nerdy.
So I've got this queued right now at about 12 o'clock. So right there is my downbeat. And then so then if I wanted to go like offset, so I mean just a little something like that. It's pretty responsive. I haven't had any issues really with it other than for whatever reason my pitch faders are in two different spots, but Serrato's trying to compensate for that.
Show off. I can juggle too.
There you go. Yeah, it's not bad.
We put you on the spot, but Andrew, are you entertained? Are you good? Any other questions? Please just drop them in the comments. And if you're watching this on the replay, drop your comments. And hello to you if you're watching this on the replay. Thank you for tuning in. Drop your comments down below. Where are you at if you're watching right now? Drop a comment. Let us know. We'd love to say hello. You never know. I might throw you a t-shirt or DJ Guru bag. I like to give away stuff with our company here. By the way, you're welcome, Andrew. By the way, this is available for sale at djeventgear.com. Shameless plug, but I guess it's not that shameless, right? It is my company.
Hey, man, do what you got to do.
It is my show.
I'm gonna tell you what. though, man. Here's the big sales point for me is that these are in stock.
Well, yeah, they're in stock. Definitely, I appreciate.
You can get these.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? And the price point is right. The price point is right, value wise, and for what you get. But we have 24-month financing now at djeventgear.com. I mean, I think it's like $80, less than $80 a month if you qualify. You can go on the site right now, do a pre-qualification. There's no risk to your credit. We have 6 and 12-month 0% options, and then a 24-month that's very reasonable, and you get to spread it out over 2 years and make money while you gig. I mean, that's like business 101. So anyway, back to you, because it's not about me. Oh, by the way, is this the coffee house that you play at?
The coffee talk.
Because I'm feeling a bit verklempt right now.
What? Anyway. So you told me coffee shops aren't really a thing out there, in New York.
Even the Starbucks and if you don't have a drive-through in New York right now, it's like you're closing.
Yeah, it's funny, man. Like,
yeah, we don't have, in the city they do. Where I'm on Long Island, the suburbs, you don't really, it's just not a thing as like I guess it is over there. It used to be. They tried. There's a couple of movies, I think, right? And and then there was a whole wave of like coffee shops that like lasted a year. But anyway, no, they don't. Here it's just it's restaurants, and then they have everything.
Like, for people wondering what the hell we're talking about, I'm in Portland, Oregon. Like, that's that's the PDX on the end of my name. And so we're literally doing a cross coast stream right now. And so, like, out here in the Pacific Northwest, coffee shops are really common. Starbucks started out here in Seattle. We've got several fairly large coffee companies that started in Portland and Seattle both. Like, there's a lot of competing coffee business around here. Coffee's huge in the Pacific Northwest. So, like, it's weird to me to hear you say, like, oh, yeah, coffee shops aren't really that common.
We're like we're like 4,000. You're in another country over there, literally.
I guess so, man. That's crazy to me. But
You see, I mean, dude, New Jersey can be like a different country sometimes too, and it's only 100 miles from here.
That's fair.
I love you, New Jersey.
That's fair.
We're here in New York.
So
now the fourth populated state in the country.
So CMS Entertainment Services asking about does the Rane One have drift issues? No, I haven't noticed any drift issues. Never. Like, listen. First of all, you'll have to excuse my terrible juggling. I am not good at juggling. So like y'all asking me to juggle live on the air or whatever. I'm terrible at juggling. I have not had an issue with the Rane. So I perform with an MC out here on the West Coast. So a lot of that involves like scratching, which I have had zero issue with any scratching. And as a matter of fact, I would even argue that the Rane has improved my hand control quite a bit. Because first of all, because I'm on a smaller platter, so it forces me to have stronger hand control on my scratch hand. But also because with the decks built the way they are, they've got the notches at 12 and 2, right? So because the notch at 12 and 2 line up with the marker that's on the disc, like it makes it so much easier for me to be able to practice scratching effectively and be able to identify where my shortcomings are, so that like as I'm rehearsing or as I'm practicing my cuts, I can quickly look down at what I'm doing with my deck and kind of realize like where I'm messing up and where I need to continue to work. So that's been, as a tool, it's been huge for me in improving my scratching and improving like my overall deck control. I don't spend a lot of time juggling. I've just never had much of a need for it, so that's why I've never really practiced it much, which is not a good habit. It's not something I recommend. If you're learning how to DJ, you want to learn how to juggle, like yes, by all means, teach yourself how to juggle. I'm just terrible at it.
Yo, all due respect to you, if I'm doing a scratch lesson show, I'm bringing Shorty on. Okay.
Yeah. No, please,
well, for God's sake, juggling.
Yeah, do not have me teaching people how to juggle. That's not what I'm good at.
You did a lot better than I could have. Trust me, like you saw. Wait, real quick, shout out to James. James actually lives in Jersey. He's a friend of mine, going back a while. I'm pretty sure we've DJed together. It might have been in Jersey, but he bought a Rane One. Thank you so much, James. I hope you're loving it. So he has it, and I know he's loved it so far. And just shout out to James. And this is a question. I want to bring this back to you about a question that we have, and one that I've heard a lot, and regarding the effects. And I know when we talked about the Rev 7, that was, I think, for me, one of the biggest differences that I saw.
Yeah.
If it was something that was important to you. So Andrew Bowden, who said he used to live in the Upper East Side. Now he lives in Cali. Yes, he does. Very slow shipping, right, Andrew? Sorry, we're in New York.
West Coast, what up?
What up? So is there an internal effects or just Serato effects? And the effects seem to be something that I want to clarify for people. I want to give the correct answer to. So let's talk about it.
Okay. It's a pretty short conversation. The Rev 7 has better effects. Full stop.
Okay.
The Rane One does not have onboard effects. It's all Serato effects. And they did that for a few reasons. One, to cut the cost down. They debated about inputting their flex effect system that they had on the Rane 72, and they decided against that because it would have jacked the cost up considerably on the Rane One. But here's the thing.
How do you know that, by the way?
How do I know that? Just, I got people. I got people to know people. I actually, like, all right, full disclosure, it's my DJ crew that runs the Rane 72 and 12 group on Facebook. So I'm a mod for the Phase DJ group, but I also actually have admin access to the Rane 72 and 12 group as well as the Pioneer S9 group. Because we started those Facebook groups, and the last time I checked, both the Pioneer S9 group and the Rane 72 and 12 group were I think over 7,000 users, and the Phase DJ group that I run nowadays, because that's my primary focus on Facebook anymore, is that Phase group. That group I think is a little over 8,000 users. So that's having those conversations with those Facebook groups and just kind of seeing all of the conversations that go on in those groups and who is in those groups, because these are groups that are on Facebook that involve every DJ at every level. We got everybody in those groups. people that work for the companies, but also people who are touring DJs hang out in those DJ groups. And so, yeah, so like, you know, I know a few things about the Rane One, and I was excited about it before it dropped because I was already kind of tied in with the Rane community.
All right, quick question.
Yeah.
I'm here for comic relief. What can get more toxic? Are you ready? A DJ group or a mom's group? Answer in the comments below.
I can't answer that question because I've never been in a mom group.
You're married though. Your wife not in one. If you're married and your wife is in a mom's group, you know it because you hear about it all the time.
I mean, I believe that, but I can tell you right now, man, I have not had that experience with moms groups. I have had some issues with some of the DJ groups. That's a big part of the reason why I focus primarily on just the phase group these days, because it's its own animal just to keep that community wrangled in with all the like, because every one of those people in that group is a DJ and every one of them has an opinion.
Yeah.
So there, you know, that it is what it is.
Anyway, all right. So the next thing, because we got to keep this moving along.
So if
maintenance, that was another thing that you. Sorry to cut you off there, buddy. I don't know if I got you mid thought, but this was the segue, and another thing that you were going to be pointing out in the Rane One full deep dive. 6 months later, deep dive review, and you got a lot of other cool things that you did. But one of the things that you talked about, and Rane is well known for their build quality. I'm looking over to my right where I have my old MP44 that I probably could not.
Oh God!
That thing if I tried.
I haven't thought about that mixer in years.
I love that mixer.
My first club residency in 2009 had an MP44 in the booth, and because they needed all of the outputs, that thing's got so many friggin' outputs on it.
Definitely.
And so but the crossfader was so terrible to scratch on.
Yeah.
That was my one.
Everyone always wants us to commit. I mean,
Yeah. So I'm happy to address Jeff's question though. He's asking Rane One over. He's asking if I'm saying Rane One over Rev 7, and my answer to that is how important are effects? Because I'm here to tell you right now, the effects are the one thing that the Rev 7 has over the Rane One. And if I were to run down a list of checkboxes, pros and cons for both units, in my opinion, the Rane One checks a lot more boxes over the Rev 7 than you'd think. One of those boxes, like we're talking about, is build quality, right? So the Rane One is steel. It's a thinner steel to cut down on the weight, but it's steel.
Neither of us have touched the Rev 7. I just want to throw it out there. So
That's
we don't
true.
really know about the build quality of the Pioneer. So let's just be upfront about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can probably assume the build quality of the Pioneer just from having experience with other recent Pioneer products, and I'm not saying that Pioneer makes a bad product. No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying the Rev 7's a bad controller. I would never say that. It's a fucking gorgeous piece of gear. But if you're planning on using your gear and taking it places, having a steel body controller over something that's a plastic, even a well-made plastic like the Pioneer stuff, it's still plastic. I had a buddy that flew to Denver for a show, and he took his Pioneer S9 and in a road case, and they put the damn thing in backwards when they tried to put it back in the road case after TSA was like done manhandling it and checking it out, and make sure it wasn't a bomb or whatever. They put it in backwards, tried to slam the case lid shut. We got it back, and the entire plastic assembly that mounts the crossfader on the inside of that S9 was smashed. Just completely ripped out. Like, I couldn't remount screws to it. Like, it was garbage. And after seeing that, like, that was such a horror show to me. And then seeing that, and then having the experience of like just taking apart a crossfader on a 72 and how easy it was on the Rane 72, and then seeing how easy it is on the Rane One, like that to me was huge.
You know what I love is, we talked about this when we did the Rev 7 show, is just the brand loyalty that people do have and how passionate they get. Yeah. One way or the other. And I don't think it's a matter of like, I don't like that. It's just that I love this, it's more about, I love what I have. It's not like, people have made it one versus the other. It's not always a versus thing. It's more about like, I'm happy with what I have. Like Jeff just dropped in the comments. He's got the DDJ 1000. I sold it to him at the old Mobile Beat show 5 years ago. Same situation with it when you couldn't get him, and he loves the effects there. But
can I tell you something about the 1000 though?
A controller is not making you money. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you got something that works, keep using it. If it's time to, if it's going to make your life better, if it's going to enhance your business because of the portability, because of some of the versatility that we're going to talk about, go for it. But don't buy it just to buy it. And I'm a salesperson saying that.
I mean, and that's a completely fair point, though. But the controller that I took out for a test drive in January of 2020 that I ended up not liking nearly as much as I thought I was going to was the 1000 SRT. I loved scratching on the mechanical jog wheels. Those mechanical platters are fantastic on the 1000, but I hated the EQ.
You ready?
Okay.
There you go.
Jesus. I hated the EQ on the 1000, man. I couldn't stand it. Like the way that it cuts off, the way that it cuts, and the frequency that it cuts at, and the fact that it's not full kill. That was the other thing that really drove me nuts. Pioneer, for whatever reason, won't do full kill EQs on their mixers, and I can't stand that. I need a full kill on my mixer. So that's way more important to me than an effects section, because my style, I don't use effects that much. That doesn't mean that it's not right for that everybody should have the same opinion as me. It's just for me and the way I DJ, I'm not as reliant on effects as I am on an EQ that will cut all the way off if I go left with it.
For me, it's like whatever effects I have, I'm going to use. If
Sure.
I have 100, I don't think I'll ever use 100, right? But if I have 20, would I maybe use 15 to 10? Probably, yeah. If I just jump on a pair of CDJs with a DJM 900 and I just have the color effects, I'm fine with that. And the master effects on the side, I can work with that too. It doesn't really make a difference to me as long as I have a filter, as long as I have the ability to echo, as long as I have the ability to remove the bass, mid, and treble. If I have those things, I can make do and make it sound really good. But again, I'm someone who's never used. I don't use software, so I've never really DJ'd that way. I'm just organic in a sense of components. Just this is what it is, and this is what I have, and it's right in front of me, and I'm not really dialing in too much, So that's me. But it's different for everybody. And that was the other thing that, I think that you didn't mention. And again, we're not making this a versus type thing, but I just like to be transparent about you saying the one thing that it didn't have was the effects. And the LCD display on the platter on the Pioneer is very, very cool. I like it a lot. I think a lot of people like it, So what are your thoughts about that? And for you, clearly it doesn't make a big deal. I'm just curious. Like for me, I love the fact that to me, it emulates a record and looking at the groove on the record. Like and because it's on the platter, it does it for me. That's what I see, and I don't know if other people out there see that too, or if that's what they were going with. I really haven't had a conversation with the engineers as deep as I wanted to, like we did before. But anyway,
I do have some thoughts on the LCD.
What do you have to say about that?
I do have some thoughts on the LCDs in the jog wheels. So it kind of comes down to preference again. I absolutely don't mind using my laptop for that kind of information. All of that information is on your laptop screen. So if you're used to DJing with a laptop anyway, which is basically everybody, then I don't particularly find a lot of value in having the screens. And again, full disclosure, I felt the same way about the 72. Okay. I didn't think the screen on the 72 was necessary. When they put out the 70, which was basically a 72 without the screen and without a couple of the other like high-level features of the 72, I was so much happier. Because I'll tell you right now, the first time I played on a 72, as much as I liked that mixer, I had the hardest time figuring out which of those knobs was the EQs and which ones were the trim in the dark. Because I was in a club and I was trying to figure out like which knobs do what, because they had to move all the knobs out of where they were supposed to be to make room for that screen on the 72. So I felt the same way about the screen on the 72 that I feel about the screens on the Rev 7. I feel it's a little bit redundant that information is available on the laptop, and for me, that works fine. It's not necessarily for everybody. If you're the kind of DJ that doesn't like having a laptop or wants to eliminate the laptop visually from your setup, then yeah, okay, then you have an option in the Rev 7 that will give you that information on the screens that are in the jogs. But
I don't really get that though. Like your computer screen is still open though, right?
Presumably.
Yeah. So it's all right.
Yeah. So
saying, like it doesn't necessarily negate you from looking at the computer screen. It's just it's almost more computer screens to look at in a sense too.
Right.
It certainly can be very busy, but again, for me, I do feel like it'll become like the look of just the turntable spinning and the groove. Like I don't know. I haven't seen the thing yet, so I still have reserved opinion on it until I put my hands on it. You know, we really try to be as transparent and honest about how we feel about things here. And I love both brands. Everyone knows that.
The guy that taught me how to work a pair of turntables started DJing in 1979. He's just this old head.
By the way,
he's this old head that's still hanging around, still DJing, still working a pair of decks to this day. And he taught me a lot about working the turntables because he had been doing it for 35 years before I met him. Right. So this dude taught me how to use the center pin, how to ride the edge of the platter. Like, he taught me all of that stuff, all those old school turntable techniques that I'm so grateful for. And I would have to give that up if I switched to the Rev 7 because the Rev doesn't have center pins. And I know there's a lot of people that say, well, because of the way that the Rane tracks the DVS information, you can't use the center pin. That is so not true. I use the center pin on my Rane One all the time. And I would absolutely miss it if I didn't have it there. So having that center pin to me is so much more valuable to the way that I DJ than having the screens with that information that's redundant from the laptop screen. I would rather have the laptop off to one side where I can see it if I need it and still have the center pins on the platter. So that is another selling point for the Rane for me. Sorry, go ahead.
Nah, I had a thought, but I think I'm just gonna go back to we had a good question, and I love this because I mean literally got an email from Newmark about a video we did between Newmark and Pioneer, and we were just honest, and you know it was a situation.
I still have it. It's right here. Look.
Yeah,
see, there it is.
I don't want to go too deep into it.
There it is. It's right here. Yeah. I didn't get rid of it.
He didn't get. Yeah, he still has it. Still uses it. There is a fix for the problem. You know. I mean, if anyone ever experiences a Newmark Mix Track Platinum problem or Mix Track FX problem with this whining noise that you discussed. There is a fix. Reach out to InMusic. They can fix it for you easily. But anyway, I'm just saying that we're honest here to the point where the manufacturers are like, yo, man, what's going on? I'm like, listen, I
need to make a follow-up.
Well, absolutely. I think
I need to make a part 2.
We have to be fair.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, we're going to point out a problem. If there is a solution, I want to point that out too. And that was the one thing that they they were saying was that they wanted it to be, they wanted it to be fair. So there is a fix, but I also understand the customer perspective of like, I don't want to deal with that, So it's I see both sides, and all I do know is that they do have a great team at Rane, at Newmark, at Denon, whomever. They have a great team, good people over there, and if you have problems, even if you didn't buy it from me, reach out to me. We'll get you help. We're very team Rane. We're very team Newmark, and these are legendary brands that like are part of the history of this art form that we all love so much. So anyway, all that's to say, the DJ's Guru is not a homer for anybody. We really want to. We're working for DJs, and we're just trying to like put it out there and be honest about things, So that
I want to address that very conversation though, because that came up and it was a question earlier. There, it was asking about. You mentioned straight up like brand loyalty, and I'm sitting here going, yes, I am actually very loyal to a brand, my brand. I'm loyal to DJ Switch, and so whatever is going to make me money and progress my business. Yeah, like that's what I'm loyal to.
That's what it comes down to. And that's
what works best for me, what allows me to perform at a level that I feel is my best, and what allows me to provide my clients with the best experience. That's what I'm loyal to. That's all I care about.
So here's my segue.
Have I had any issues with the Rane One? Okay. So yes, there are a couple of things to be aware of with the Rane One.
No filter. Hashtag no filter.
Yeah, it's all good. Somebody asked about drift. No, I haven't experienced any drift issues. Somebody asked about crossfader drop off. I think they were talking about my conversation about the DJ 1000, which I'm not talking about the crossfader cutoff. What I'm talking about is the EQs don't fully cut off. When you turn them all the way down, they don't fully cut out on the 1000. They do have, and it's called full kill EQs. The Rane One does have full kill EQs, which is such an important feature for me. And the way that I mix and the way that I play, I want to have full kill EQs. And I hated that the 1000 didn't have those. That was one of my biggest pet peeves with the 1000. So as far as the issues with the Rane One, so let's run over them real quick. It doesn't have onboard effects, which we've already talked about a little bit. And yeah, that does bug me from time to time, because the reality is the Serato effects have not been updated in like a decade, right? So you kind of have to be okay with using whatever Serato has available in their software effects-wise. And for a lot of DJs, myself included, I don't really rely on effects that much, so that doesn't bother me, but I can understand where it would bother some people. And that's why I'm not going to trash the Rev 7 or say that it's a bad device. It's just a different device for a different style of DJing, and that's okay. Another issue that the Rane One definitely has, and this video that I'm producing that should be out hopefully this week for the DJ's Guru, I actually sat down on a Zoom call with a producer buddy of mine out of Seattle. My buddy Bill Beats and I sat down and had an honest conversation about the Rane One, and I had to cut down that conversation for the video. So if y'all want, like, once y'all see the video, I'm gonna tell you, like, let me know if you want the uncut interview with Bill Beats about the Rane One. It's like 20 minutes long, if the unedited version. But we get into some of the issues with the Rane, specifically the channel faders. These channel faders are very stiff. They're smooth, but they're stiff, especially compared to the Mag 4 crossfader, which is super buttery, right? I like the Mag 4 crossfader. It's not. Now, granted, the folks who like Interfader will be like, well, Interfaders are better. Well, no shit. Like, a Mercedes is better than a Kia. Like that's kind of a no-brainer. But for what this is, the Mag 4 crossfader is a huge improvement over the Mag 3. For anybody that used the Mag 3 with the Rane 72. I really like the crossfader. I've had zero problems with the crossfader. It's just these channel faders. This is like my one huge gripe is how stiff these channel faders are. Now, there's another issue out there that some people have mentioned with the Rane One.
Switch real quick. So unlike the Rane 70s and 72s where they have the they have the high quality fader on all three. Here, the channel faders are actually not the same as the crossfader.
Correct. It's not the same. It's not the same as the crossfader. These are a little bit stiffer, which is a little bit unfortunate. As I understand it, there is a third party company that's working on a channel fader solution that's not available yet.
I wonder if they did that maybe to, I don't know, make it more versatile or
cost.
I mean, obviously,
just get the cost down.
It's always cost. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're just trying to get the cost down, which is understandable. It's unfortunate, but it's understandable. They're trying to make this thing affordable because they want to get it in people's hands because they know that DJs are going to love this thing.
That was the big thing. That was the big thing is making it accessible, a system like this for people, all in one and having that level of quality. So that way, maybe you can graduate to a Rane 12 and a 70 and 72 setup, true components, not a controller.
Yeah. Now the other thing, this is crazy to me. I've had so many people ask me
true components, but close.
I've had
in a digital world.
I've had so many people ask me about the pitch fader on the left deck and how close it is to the channel fader. And so I'm 6'4". I can palm a basketball with my hand. Okay, that's how big my hand is. I have never once, not once, had a single problem with this pitch fader next to this channel fader. Never. And I can understand why some DJs complain about it or why they might have an issue with it. And my only answer to that is tighten up your fader work. Pay more attention to what you're doing with the faders. Because, if my big-ass basketball palming hands have never run into this pitch fader, then it's not the fader's fault. It's your fault. Sorry. DJs that complain about this fader, it's the DJ.
Darth Vader?
No, that fader could do no wrong. But that's the one big thing I think with the Rane One that kind of puts people off is the channel faders are a little on the stiff side. Have
you thought of becoming a hand model like George Costanza?
Yeah, I've thought about it a lot actually. And I think it's a terrible idea.
Yeah, probably. All right, listen, I'm losing steam here, man. I've been going. I got my hustle mode back on big time.
It's late for you over on the East Coast, man. You're an old man. You got to get to bed.
I've been going since I don't know, early.
I mean, you had dinner at 4:30. You must be tired by now.
I'm in hustle mode, and I'm a single dad now, and I do these shows on the nights I don't have my daughter, so
yeah.
I miss her, but I keep myself busy this way, and I kind of work myself crazy.
Sure.
I've had a very interesting 2 years, to say the least. If you talked to me 2 years ago, 2020, if I thought I'd still be here doing this and now, doing it under a different brand and my own thing and really able to follow the vision that I tried to to create elsewhere, but now I finally get a chance to do it on my own. It's exciting, and I want to thank everyone out there for sticking with me. We picked up some new people, which I think is exciting, and I love that. And Andrew and my man Marcus that was watching before, people that are having conversations with and are joining us that night on the stream. It's fantastic, and that's what we're trying to create here, a community of trying to do retail in a different way. And that's it. So back to the Rane One. I want to end with versatility, and then we have one last question, and then maybe you'll do a little, I don't know, maybe do a little something for us. A little something. I'm not expecting that.
Yeah, I can do a little something.
Maybe you got a little something.
We can do a little something.
All right, real quick. CMS services. Can you use? We talked about. We didn't really get to maintenance. So can you use? I see fader oil, and I'm not a scratch DJ, so that immediately I laugh. But that's
so check this out. So when I talk about how easy this thing is to service, there's literally, look at this. there's 2 screws here, and there's 2 screws here, and this whole plate comes up, and you have access to all 3 faders. Now, the channel faders are not made to be removed like the crossfader. The crossfader is easy to remove and service. The channel faders have to stay in the device. It's not really made to be easily removed, but you can still access them and you can still maintain them. So, like for using stuff like fader oil, or if you have like deoxit, if you have like the silicon. What the hell is that stuff? When I used to do the Rane 57 faders all the time, I would use this. It's like a silicon-based spray that I got at like a auto shop. That was like perfect for those rails on the 57 fader back in the day. You can get in there, you can use that stuff, and it absolutely would work. So yeah, like I said, like it's literally just these 2 screws here. And then these 2 screws here, and the whole thing just comes right off. And then you just have to pull off the fader caps, and then the whole thing just comes out. It's very, very simple, very straightforward. And that's the thing that really like I appreciate about Rane and the way they design their equipment is nobody else that I know of is making gear that is that self-serviceable. Because as a professional, I don't have time or frankly the money or the interest to take this thing to a shop every time I need to get a fader cleaned out, or every time I need to like take a can of air and blow this thing out. It's, you know, it's going to get dust in it just like every other piece of gear on the planet. But Rane isn't going to try to like sell you a bill of goods and tell you that you'll never get dust inside this thing. Instead, they're going to just give you access to a couple screws so you can pull it out and dust the thing out yourself. Saves me money, saves me time, super easy to do. And I just put the screws back in, button it back up, put it back in the case, get it ready for the next gig. Very, very straightforward.
Answer the question of, is this versatile?
Yeah. So, like I mentioned before, I've got 2 cases for this thing. I've got a bigger road case that has a shelf for the laptop, and it has a 19-inch rack mount space under the controller. So I actually have my wireless mic mounted inside this road case, and the whole thing is on wheels, and it takes 2 people to lift it up on the table. And you know, like it's a big honking, like serious touring road case for the Rane, which I love that, and I'm building that system out like that for a specific reason. My MC wants to go on tour in Canada as soon as the borders open up. And so I've been working on building this touring rig for when we have the opportunity to tour again.
Is Canada, is it 2 blocks away from your house or 3?
It's the other side of the state of Washington. I'm on the southern border of Washington, right by Portland. Canada is the other direction. It's like 5 hours north of me. That's
it. So as long as you're not in New Jersey.
New Jersey is the other side of the country.
I'll never forget. There's an old Saturday Night Live episode where they make fun of the very former, short-lived David Patterson, and the whole time he was making fun of New Jersey. It was very funny. If anyone out there in my northeast area saw that, they know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so keep going, brother.
Oh no, it's all good. So I mean. So I have this big honkin' road case for when I need to do serious gigs, when I need to do weddings, and I show a few pictures and stuff, and I talk about this in the video that's going to be coming out. But like, I have a big road case for weddings, touring gigs, that kind of thing. And then I picked up the foam like soft shell case from Magma so that I can sling this over my shoulder. So I take the Rane, I throw it in the soft case, and then it's got a shoulder strap, and I just sling it over my shoulder like a guitar. And I can go and play smaller gigs like coffee shops, comic book stores. I mean, for me, comic book stores are a thing because I'm a nerd DJ here in town. Like, I play a lot of like nerdy gigs. I play like I play at Comic-Con, and I play at the Retro Gaming Expo here in Portland. So like, you know, comic shops, gaming stores, that kind of thing are a common thing for me. But having the
you do like the Super Mario's theme like mixed into Zelda, or how does that work?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's absolutely what I.
Serious, or are you being facetious?
No, I'm being dead serious. I'm absolutely serious.
Does that pack the dance floor when you do that?
It depends on where I'm at.
I'm sorry. I'm not making fun of you.
You are, but it's okay because because you don't know, bro. You don't even know. You don't even know.
Listen, I had a beer and a half, and I'm thinking about Comic-Con and people dancing to video game music, and it's a funny thought to me. That's all.
No, it's absolutely.
You're gonna get me kicked off. Nintendo is listening to this right now. Later, Marcus. Talk to you tomorrow, brother. But here comes your set.
So yeah, I mean, I play this kind of stuff all the time, man. It's pretty common for me, but being able to take this same rig to touring shows, to weddings, and when I say touring shows, I mean both on tour and I mean like shows that are touring through town. So like when I open for Sir Mix-a-Lot or Master Ace or Rakim or Ari the Rugged Man, whenever they come through town, like I play those shows too. And so being able to take a big full size rig to those shows and having full access to all my gear, wireless mic, all that stuff is great. But then when I want to do smaller shows and I want to do like boutique stuff, pop-up stuff, then I can still put this in the soft case, sling it over my shoulder. And it's literally, I grab 3 cables. I grab power, USB, and something to go out to my speakers. Depending on what speakers I'm using, it's either a 1/4-inch cable or an XLR cable. But that's all I need is 3 cables, my laptop, and this. And I can play anywhere at any time without having to sacrifice any of my ability to perform. It's amazing.
I love it.
So you'll find out more about that in the video that I got coming out on the DJ's Guru YouTube channel very, very soon. It'll be this week. It'll be dropping, as well as my interview with Bill Beats, where we talked about not only his experience with the Rane One, because he's had it about the same amount of time that I have, but also he had a really cool travel hack because he actually flew with the Rane One, and they allowed him to carry it on. But it was under specific circumstances, and we kind of get into that a little bit in the interview because he was able to fly to a show back east with the Rane One as a carry-on.
I saw a video, I don't know if it was on Instagram, of like somebody DJing on a plane. Was this the same guy? I don't know if anybody else saw that out there, but
not the same guy.
It could have been. I don't know if it was Denon or Rane or Pioneer. I'm not sure who it was, but somebody somehow got a controller on a plane. It was pretty cool.
Marcus says he's dipping out. Marcus, thank you for watching. Thanks for hanging out. And thank you for the questions.
5 minutes ago, guy.
All right. Well, I was busy.
Marcus and I are boys. I already have plans with him. We're meeting up later. We're going to have a drink. Marcus!
But yeah, man. Like, so my here's my thing, and like this like just to kind of like to boil it all down to like a final thoughts kind of thing. Here's my deal with the Rane. I have access.
Land the plane, brother.
I have a Rane One. I have not seen anything by anyone that has convinced me to give up my Rane One. I love playing on this thing that much, and it fits my style as a DJ so perfectly for me that I don't plan on giving this thing up anytime soon. I'm planning long-term ownership of the Rane One. We're talking 2 years, 5 years, maybe longer, depending on what kind of technology comes out. But like, I'm planning to own this thing for at least the next 4 or 5 years.
Good. I hope so. I mean, what else would you do with it?
Put it on a shelf like, a lot of other DJs do with their retired gear.
Sell it for more than you bought it for? That seems
or that too. I don't know.
Move lately for DJs.
I can't stand those guys, man.
I sell gear for a living, and I wouldn't do that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Nah. Craigslist ain't the move, man.
I want people coming. I want people coming back.
Yeah.
I get it. At the same time, supply and demand. I get it. That's why I'll never probably be a billionaire, but it's all good.
I think the supply and demand thing only applies in certain circumstances.
And I don't hate on anybody. Like, do you. If there's someone willing to pay for it, take the money, please. Don't let me stop you. I'm just saying for me, I gotta look people in the eyes in a year from now, the same people. So
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't like that, but it is what it is. Yo, I got a new song.
You got a new song? You gonna take us out with the new song?
Listen to this shit. Ready? Ready? Pretty hot, right?
That's
for
amazing.
Free music, pretty good.
That's not for royalty free. That's actually not
pretty
bad.
Good.
Yeah.
It's just I just got a mad face. He doesn't like it. Who is that? Who is that? Pioneer? I don't know. We'll find out later. Anyway, they probably can't hear us. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. As always, we appreciate you spending the Tuesday evening with us. Sometimes I'm surprised that I get anybody to watch. I want to give a shout out to none other than the man, the myth, the legend, Jason Longobardo. As always, he's not with us tonight because, of course, he's touring with Hanson.
I
want to say thank you to everybody for their support. I want to let everyone know that I will be at the Mech Show 2.5 weeks in Las Vegas. The DJ's Guru team will be there. We'll be have some bags to give away. We'll be hanging out with RCF with a couple of other brands there as well. Ape Labs. And don't forget DJEventGear.com. Where we go? Here we are. Check us out at DJEventGear.com. For the Rane One is available for sale. We have 24-month financing.
Hey, can I tell
the wonderful DJ's Guru gig bag?
Can I tell you something about that gig bag real quick? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about that gig bag.
You have one on the way, brother.
I know, and I can't wait. I can't wait because I have a jetpack that I love. I love my jetpack, but I bought the jetpack specifically for carrying all of my turntable shit, my records, my needles, at the time when I bought it, I was still using an SL1, so I had to have a way to carry my breakout box, because it was fantastic for what I needed it for when I was doing turntable stuff. But now that I'm on a Rane One, I only need 3 cables and a laptop and a hard drive. So what am I going to do with this whole jetpack full of gear, man? I need a backpack that I can carry with just my Rane One.
I think their least expensive backpack is like $120. So right now this is on sale for under $50, and it is very, very good, sturdy quality, and it's gonna fit everything that you need as far as what you're bringing to the gig that you would put in the front seat of the car on the way. That's what I say.
You've got a package, at least one package that's on DJ Event Gear that I saw that was the Rane One, it was a road case, and it was the bag. But no, for real, that.
No, I'm laughing at this. He did the mad face, and he goes, "Listen, why? You ready?"
Oh, because he was.
I had my
trying to. He was trying to hear me play the Mario song. Yeah. I probably didn't have it up loud enough, but
machete.
The package that you have with the Rane One, the road case, and the backpack is genius because thanks to the Rane One being what it is, you only need 3 cables, a laptop, and a hard drive. As long as you have those 5 things with you, you can play on the Rane One anywhere.
Yeah, so we put a package up, a couple packages actually, and you get the royalty free.
The royalty free track, yeah.
Yes, he loved it. Artlist.io, another free plug for them. I gotta get a referral system for them. But yeah, it's not cheap, but it's worth it, and they have really good stuff. And I'm hearing all the songs that I listen to. I hear them on all these different Instagram and Facebook and YouTube commercials. It's funny. So a lot of big companies use it. They have good stuff. But I lost my my train of thought. I'm gonna play one more song here because I just like to do this. Let's go with.
I mean, I don't have anything royalty free I can play really.
This one's cool. We'll take you off with this one.
That'll work.
Well, thank you everyone for watching. Make sure you're checking us out at djsguru.com. All of our content, all of our reviews, and then djeventgear.com for your purchases. 24-month financing. Our phone number is all there. Contact us if you have any questions. Happy to help. That's what we do. We do want to talk to you, want to answer your questions. We want to tell it like it is, man. So thank you, everybody. Jeff, my man, thank you
Yes,
as
sir.
always.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Checks in the mail.
He doesn't pay me. He doesn't pay me for this shit, y'all. Hey, put me back on. Put the thing back on me. Listen. Look at me. Look at me. He doesn't pay me for this shit. He doesn't pay me at all. At all. At all.
You're saying that like I'm running plantation here. This is not.
No, I want to be fully transparent. You ain't paying me for this shit.
No, well, no. I pay you in exposure bucks.
But exposure bucks. I'm paying my rent in exposure bucks. But it doesn't like.
I've shipped you a few things. Let's say that.
But
we admit to that. Have I?
Yeah, absolutely. But here's the thing, man. Like on the real, I do the fucking streams for free because I believe in what you're doing and I want to help you continue to build this thing that you're building at DJ's Guru and DJ Vet Gear. So, like, I'm here because I want to be here, y'all. Not because I'm trying to make any money because there ain't no money. I'm saying I want to be here because I like what Justin's doing and I like Justin. So, come on.
Thank you. I learned in 2020 there's no money in content. So you gotta
ain't that the truth?
I gotta pay. I gotta save up money for my daughter's college fund and all that. I wish I could just do content and reviews all day and just throw videos up on YouTube. But I'm not a YouTuber. No offense. I don't say that facetiously, but that's not what I do. We have a YouTube page, but I use it as a vehicle to get information out there.
That's valid. A lot of YouTubers do that.
My business is selling gear. That's really what it comes down to. And but I want to make sure that we're aware of what we're buying and we understand what it does, what it can't do. And when I see bad information out there, I have to debunk it. I don't like it. Don't like when people say the Ape Labs Maxi can't do amber. Yes, it can. Here is the video. So
people are crazy.
What we're going to continue to do. And thank you to everybody. It's always about you guys and girls out there. It's about you, Jeff. Looking good. Keep dropping that weight. I believe in you.
I'm trying, man. A little bit all the time.
And, you're looking good. And thank you, everyone, for watching. We lost that song. I'm going to go with Extra Crunchy. Here we go. We'll see you soon, everyone. Take care. Yeah, you play us song.
I got something.
All right, there you go.
This is cleared, so we can use this.
Good.
You're gonna hear this. You're gonna hear this in my video.
Let's do the controller.
There it is. Y'all want juggling? There's your juggling.
I just realized why I gravitated towards dance music and I never gravitated towards what you just did. I would probably never. I would have never left the house since I was 15, like because I would have got completely addicted to that and had to be perfect.
Yeah.
And dance music is a little different because, not to say you don't have to be perfect, you have to blend things perfectly, but I don't know.
By the way, that was my homie Bill Beats. That's one of the beats that he threw me for using in my YouTube stuff, and you're gonna hear that in the YouTube video that I'm producing for this controller. So
nice job.
Yeah,
nice job.
But that's cleared.
Man.
You're not gonna get any trouble for that. That's all cleared on Twitch and YouTube and stuff. So
nobody's watching anyway, so I'm not worried. If we get booted, we get booted. No worries. But
fair enough.
All right, man. Thanks again, and here we go. Last song of the night. Have a good one, everyone. We'll see you soon.